Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 on the Creative Builds world in Minecraft, and I'd like to build another modern house today. I'd like to use the sort of idea that we used last week of making simple geometric shapes and turning them into something a little bit more special. For today's build I'd like to use magenta concrete, grey concrete, white terracotta, black stained glass pane, bricks, stone slab, birch door and a grass block, and I think that might be all the materials we need. I'll let you know later if we need more. What I'd like to do is start with the grey concrete and choose an area, not too big but big enough to make a nice little house. I'd like to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 across in this direction, including this first block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in this direction. Come across and join the two ends together so that you have a nice little rectangle. So that's 9 by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so 9 by 11. I'd then like to use the white terracotta as the flooring, so if you break out the floor here and fill this in with the white terracotta all the way around. I won't finish that on screen because I don't want to take too long for the video. I'd like to bring these walls up to a total of 8 in height, so including this one, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to make a note of where that is because we're going to want to put in a floor at that level, 4 blocks high. Then add another 4 on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to then want to put in another white terracotta layer there so that we have 2 floors in total. So let me do that without the breaking to put the extra bits in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total. Bring that across. Go around your structure to make it a rectangle. I think I've just gone too far. So let's go down and bring up the sides so that we can find out where we've got. Yeah, 1 too many there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring that across. And the final side, bring this across over here. Fill in the end wall in the grey concrete. Nearly done. Last couple of blocks there, and do the same with the opposite side. We will need to put a door in here at some point, but I'm going to decide where to put that later. So fill the 2 smaller ends in solidly with the concrete. On the sides here, and the 4th block in height, bring across the sides here. This is going to be your supporting place for where your floor is for the next floor up. And then you want to grab your white terracotta and fill in the floors all the way across the building, and again on the top. So that you will have put in 3 floors. We're going to use this top floor here for a roof terrace or roof garden. So what I would like to do is grab the grey concrete and put one more row of the concrete around the edges at the very top of the building, like so. And leave open the end where we're going to be adding the next layer of the building. And we will finish off these sides by putting in the floor to ceiling windows, and I want to do that on alternate blocks. So you leave one block open, put in a pillar of the grey concrete, one block open, put in a pillar of the grey concrete, and do that across the entire length of the building on both the lower and the upper floors. Now, as you can see, the top ones are taller than the bottom ones. In order to make that correct, what I want to do is add one more row of the grey concrete there, so that you now have narrower windows. And if you grab the black stained glass pane and put that in, you'll see that each of the windows should now be 2 blocks tall. One, two, 1, 2, and there we go. And that's when you know that you've got what we're doing correct. Let's do that again on the back side of the building in case you didn't quite see what I did. On the ground floor, as you can see, we've got one row of the grey concrete across above the floor level. On the top row of the building, our concrete is in line with the floor. So what we need to do is put a row of the grey concrete across so that the concrete is 1 block higher than the floor. And then on every other block we put in a pillar of the grey concrete, and between we add the black pane of glass, like so. And do the same on the bottom side. Every other row we put in the concrete pillar, and then we add our glass pane to fill in our little gaps. All of our glass windows should be 2 blocks tall and 1 block wide, and that is the first of our rectangular cubes for our house. Now I'd like to go to a contrasting colour. I've chosen to use the Magenta Concrete. If that's too bright for you, choose a different colour that will go with the nice grey. Diagonally from the corner of the grey, I want to put 2 blocks of the magenta, just like so. So it's diagonally sticking out of the corner. Do the same on the back. 1, 2 blocks of the concrete diagonally away from the wall. Then across this side, including the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. Do that again on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then join them together like so. Let me give you a view from up above. So it's 2 blocks wider in that direction. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then I want you to raise this up to the same height as the original building, and then so that is 8 in total at that place, and then add 4 more on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 12 in total. Let's do that again, including that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Join that across at the top. Bring up the other sides so that you can form the big rectangle. Bring that back. Shave off any that are drawn a little tiny bit too far across. Join all your corners together, and then you've got the basic structure of the house all set up for you. Come all the way down. And what have I done? I've missed one, haven't I? Ah, that's just one too narrow across here. Right, we'll just raise that up, not a problem. And then the end wall, I want you to fill in so the two ends that we're filling in on this rectangle are the opposite ones to this one. So we filled in the front and back on this one, and we're going to fill in the front and back side, so all the windows in this structure will be on this side of the building. It's going to take a few minutes just to fill in these walls because they're quite tall. And we'll do the same on the other end, and we also want to fill in this row here so that we have a solid outer structure for the building. And then fill in across here. If I can place the blocks in the correct place, there we go, all in line across here. Fill this side all the way up. Come on, we can do this, come on, all the way up to the top of the building in our bright hot magenta pink colour. No one can accuse our town of not being colourful. There we go. I would then like to put a row of the concrete just lining the interior wall there, and we've already got one on that side, just like so. Just like that. And then on the roof, what I want to do is just fill that in with the pink, so that from the top it just looks like one solid concrete structure for this end area. We're nearly there. Here we go, nearly there. One more, oops, just a couple more blocks, there we go, done. On the ground floor here, I want to fill this in with the bricks because I would like to put my kitchen area in this piece of the building. So I just think the bricks will make quite a nice flooring for a kitchen area. So that's why I'm going to put those in here. Let's just do that all the way along here. Nearly there. Now you're thinking, Kitty, we're going to need to put in some stairs. You are correct, we are definitely going to need some stairs. So the first thing to do is to decide where we're going to want the stairs. And we are also going to need something to brighten up the area. I think what we would like to use is some of the sea lanterns again, and use maybe our circular stairs idea again. Oops, don't break our hole where you've just put your floor. Right, so for my stairs area I am going to need an area that will be 3 by 3 on the interiors, aren't we? So if we use our magenta again, because we're in this section, so that is the edge of the wall here. Right, I'm going to put another layer of the magenta concrete just on this interior wall here. So we have 2 blocks wide of the magenta here. And then right here I'm going to knock in a door into this section here. And on the interior of this area we have the white terracotta filling all the ground area. I'm just trying to decide whether to put all the interior walls in the pink because we're in the pink section, or whether to use the grey. I think we'll use the grey. So we want 1, 2, 3 wide structure for the spiral stairs, aren't we? I'm just trying to decide whether to put them in this corner or to put them here near where the doors are. I think we'll put it here, and I think we will use the magenta. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to want to put the interior needs to be 3. So 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3. So that's where it's going to need to be. Then we grab the sea lantern and put that up the length of the house all the way to the roof. I'm then going to knock a door into here where we just have enough space to get in and out. So that will be the back entrance to the building, and we're going to want doors, so we'll use the birch door. I want that to be on the outside there, like so. Or do we want it on the interior? No, I think we want it on the interior like so. Or do we? Get out. Yes, I think it looks better inset. There we go. And we're going to want this one to be inset there so that it's at the junction of where the 2 colours of the flooring change. Perfect. And then that gives us access into the kitchen space. So this will be the kitchen space here. And there's access into your sitting room area and access out of the back door just here. It doesn't need to be a totally easily accessible back door because back doors tend to not be used too much. They are usually tucked away in corners here and there. We're then going to want to go up the structure with the spiral staircase all the way to the top of the building, and it's going to need access out onto each of the floors. So we need to put in the flooring at the right levels. So 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one you're going to want your flooring. So I'm going to want to put that across the building. I'm just going to stick a couple of lanterns to make sure we've got a little bit of light so that you can see, and we'll change the lighting later to be whatever we really want it to be. That's just so that you can see what we're doing at the moment. So the white will be the floors at the appropriate levels for the building. And this one of course needs to be in line with where that roof level is here. So here we go, across, just put those across the building to join up. we're going to want the magenta to join with the grey on the two sides there at the top level for where we access onto the roof area. So we need to come across there with the pink where this joins so that it looks like the whole structure is joined and linked into itself. You also want to make sure you bring the pink across where the levels of the floors are, so that that's all neatly joined together, so that it looks like the whole structure is supported and protected. Where the stairwell is, we will need to fill that in on the edge of the structure, like so. So we're going to need to have access to each of the floors from the stairwell, which might be a little bit tricky getting the blocks to line up properly. Is that right? And then just across from there, like so. And the same on the other one. Get all the layers in, so we then know where we're going to need access from our stairwell. So now we have to figure out how to put in our stairwell in order to give us access to the floors at the appropriate levels. I'm going to bring up the sides here to the appropriate level for the first floor so that we can try and structure the staircase in order to fit in. And we will need access into the stairwell at the bottom, but we'll decide where to put the door when we've got our decision about where to put the stairs. I would actually quite like the stairs to open up in this area, this small area here, so that would be ideal. And we want to spiral these down half a block at a time so that they gradually come down and round, and hopefully that will meet nicely at the bottom. Beautiful. And then we can have our door right here, and then that will spiral round up to here so that we can have our door on this level right here, and we can fill in to the next level here, and then we can continue spiraling our stairs in the stone slabs around and up as we go, half a block at a time, each slab going up one little bit at a time, and just going round and round until we meet. Oh, I didn't bring that one more layer up here, and there we go. That will meet at that level right there, so we can actually want to put the grey slab just there to seal off the end, just to prevent people from falling off. And that the wall should be there, shouldn't it? Fill the walls in. Don't forget to leave space for the door for them to come out on this top floor right here. And there we are. That is our staircase put in. So let's just double check that that all works nicely. There we go. Round, access onto this floor. Don't forget to put your door in, give you access into your floors. And down we come again. Access here, access through here. And this is where we're going to have our kitchen. So all we need to do now is finish off the end over here with some windows. So the first thing to do is to put one row of the concrete across on the floors so that each floor has space for the windows, and then on every other window and every other slab we want to put a window. No, I did it from the wrong end. Let's try that again. First thing to do is make sure that you have your concrete one row above your floor. And then where the walls are, you want one row of concrete on either side. See? And then on every other row you can add in a pillar, and you can add your black stained glass into the window spaces like so. And then you want to go up onto the next floor to do the same. So first thing to do, get your magenta concrete. Make sure you have a row of concrete across above the floor, a row at either end next to the walls, then on every alternate one put in a pillar of the concrete and a stained glass pane 2 tall window in each of the gaps, and then go up to the final floor and do the same again. Make sure that your pink magenta concrete goes around the edges on the ground floor and the two sides. Then on every alternate row put in your concrete pillar, grab your black stained glass pane, put 2 tall 1 wide windows in the gaps, and you're done. And that, if I show you from the outside, will make a lot more sense to you. There we go. Which leaves us with one little job to do, and that's this roof area here. What I would like to do is to grab the grass block and fill in across the roof, and then you can turn this into any sort of garden that you feel like. You can make it crops if you feel like the people are a little bit organic minded. You can make it a little pretty flower area. You could even make the whole area a patio area if you like. What I would like to do here is put the grey concrete around the edge right like so, and I would like to add the pink. We want to fill in 1 block at either side, and then I would like to find the middle. Where's the middle? That's the middle there, isn't it? So I want the door here. To put 2 windows there, and then in the centre right here I want to knock out that and knock out 3 more here. I want to put in the grey there, and then I want to put in a slab there so that you step up into the garden area, and I'm going to pop the door right here. So we will then want 1 more item. I want black block of glass, so we can put that above the door so that it's in keeping with the windows, and then we can walk out onto the, no, we can't walk out onto there because of the glass. That's not working the way I had hoped it would. Right, let's remove that. I was hoping that we could just step up and out onto there, but that's not going to work. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to put the door higher. So we don't need the last block, so we're going to put the door out on the edge there, and we are going to use the slab to step up here. Yes, that will work. And then on the edge, what I want you to do is to go right around the edge using the black pane of glass all the way around the edge of your roof garden. And then, as I said, you can decide in whatever way you want to use your roof garden area. So you can turn it into a flower garden or a crop garden or just a sun lounging area, or you could turn the whole thing into a patio instead of a garden if you like. And that, I think, is the build completed for today. So let me just give you a quick look on the outside of the building. And it's a fairly simple structure. It's basically just two big rectangles stuck together, 2 floors in the grey one and 3 floors in the pink one. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. From Soft Kitty 99, goodbye and happy gaming!